Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Education's annual organizational meeting for the 2024 year. If you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, being led by our SLC President, David Bouillon.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Tonight, we will be selecting officers for the 2024 calendar year, swearing in newly elected commissioners, and appointing committee chairs, in addition to considering resolutions which specifies employees who are charged with performing certain functions, and other resolutions, including the designation of the official newspaper, and certain financial arrangements. We will begin with the following agenda items: the swearing in of newly appointed commissioners. We will take commissioners in alphabetical order, starting with Commissioner Jacqueline Griffin, who will be sworn in. Who will be sworn in by her mother, Phyllis Griffin, and her partner, Larry Copeland. Commissioner Griffin, if you can come down to the podium. He's not here.
Is that it? Oh, okay, y'all still heard me, right? I thought so. Okay. I'll bring it up. I, Jacqueline Griffin, D. Griffin, do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will
It's small print. We all wear glasses.
And I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
And I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of the Commissioner according to of the Commissioner of the Board of Education of the Rochester City School District.
Okay, I'm just going to repeat it like I should. The Commissioner of the Board of Education of the City School District. Okay, thank you for bearing with us. Hold on. According to the best of my ability. Sorry. Sorry. Is that it? Okay, sorry. We're trying to read Adrian's writing too, so I do apologize.
Okay. Can I say something?
Ma, y'all can stand here with me. This is part of my village, my father, Lord Jesus, my father who is here, but Larry and my mom. And I wanted to say the village that's out there, if my people can just stand up and show the support that I have from this community and where we're at today. And this is the way we need to stand and stay in the city of Rochester, the school board. We need everybody to come out and support like you're supporting today. I think it's important that we keep this alive. We need to bond together, and we have to have a common ground. I do appreciate everybody and the board here that I'm going to work with collectively to come to a common ground to do better for our children. I am here today because of you. I'm here because of the community and for the people that put put me in here. First and foremost, I got to thank God, because without God, I will be nobody standing here today. He will order my steps in every way to make sure that these children get what they need to be successful. And it's all up to us as a board together to work collectively and to make sure that these kids get what they need. Literacy, making sure they're literal. Literacy is one of the top things that I will address, as well as their health, the food that is just being served to the children. I think that is important as well. But most of all, collectively, us working together on a common ground, and that is having school, making sure that we can have, let me slow down because I'm so nervous right now. I just want to bust out in tears. So give me a minute.
It's all right. It's okay.
Whew. Whew.
It's okay, honey. It's okay. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
I had to take a step back.
It's okay.
Oh,
Take your time.
I have to thank my dad and my mom so much for giving me everything that I need to be here, standing here today. Along with the pastors that have been in my life and been so instrumental. These are tears of joy, tears of happiness, tears of growth. These are tears that are gonna make this district better. I worked a long 10 months to get to where I'm at today, and I couldn't have did it with none of you guys. I had to do it with everybody. So I'm so thankful and so grateful. I really, really am. I put a long 10 months in, and my family and my boys, who I love so much, Caleb and Caden, you know, they really stood by Mom, Larry, my mom. I mean, and a lot of other people, but you guys just don't know how hard something like this is until you walk in the shoes of myself and like Isaiah and everybody else on this board. This is just the beginning of something great for myself and others who take this stage today. So let me tell you something, work with us. Don't divide us. We can conquer this together, but we have to stop the division. The division is so great, and the devil is a lie. He is a lie. We can do this, but we have to be steadfast and unmovable in the changes that we are going to make in this district, and we cannot do it separated. We have to do it together. So I thank you all for being here today. I thank you for this board, and I know together we can conquer everything by putting God first, by putting people first, our community first. No, there will be less crime. We have positive graduation rates to go up. We have every tool we need if we can just work together. We have to work together. No more division, guys. No more. We got this as long as we stand strong with each other. Please, I beg you, all of you and the community, stand together, stand strong. We got this. Each one, reach one, teach one. Oh, with all these, my faces are.
Congratulations, Commissioner Griffin. Next, we will have Commissioner LeBron sworn in by her daughter, Sophia LeBron Williams. In support is General Counsel Adrian Neal.
Actually, I can put your sister here. Okay, you can stand right here. You ready?
I, please say your name,
Beatrice LeBron,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Commissioner of the Board of Education of the Rochester City School District
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Commissioner of the Board of Education of the Rochester City School District
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. That's it.
Never again. Never again.
She said never again. She was so nervous. But luckily for her, this is actually my last term, so she won't ever have to do this again. And so I'm going to keep it real brief because for many of you who have been with me through this journey, you know that I ran for office in 2016. And so this journey started a long time for me. And I'm one of the only commissioners or elected officials who ran 3 times back-to-back in a row. That means 3 years of fundraising, 3 years of door knocking and talking with voters, and really sacrificing lots of time with my family. And what many individuals don't often know is that the life of being an elected is really a life of giving up a lot of quality time and missing time with your children. And I blinked, and when I first stood on this pole to get sworn in, I had my 3 kids. Then the following year, I had a grandbaby. The following year, I had another grandbaby, and now I have 4 grandbabies up here. And so it was very important for me to have them here because these are future RCSD students. My mother was a public educator in public education in the Newark public school systems, and I believe in public education. I was educated in public education, my children and my grandchildren. And it's important that we all stay in this fight. Because if we all get educated and leave and we forget about where we came from, who stays behind to fix the issues that remain? And so for me, no matter where I'm at in life, my children and my grandchildren will always stay committed to public education and fighting the fight for the next generation of students. So I thank the Rochester community for believing in me, supporting in me. I know I've been controversial. Please expect another 4 years of controversy because I'm trying to get things done. And I'm just trying to get things done. And I'm very passionate about this work because day in and day out, I see the outcomes of a failed education system. And I know the struggle that comes with that. And it's a hard lift. And the opportunities are slim to none when you're an adult out there just trying to navigate in this world. And so my goal is to make a better place for everyone who resides in the city of Rochester, both in this hat and in my role on Clinton. And with that, thank you all for your support.
Congratulations, Commissioner Brown. Next, we will swear in Commissioner Amy Malloy, who will be sworn in by her partner, David Lincoln.
Ready?
I am.
All right. I state your name,
I, Amy Malloy,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of
the Office of Commissioner of Education of the Rochester City School District
the Office of Commissioner of Office of Commissioner of Education of the Rochester City School District
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay up here real quick. I'm going to make this extremely brief. I want to thank everyone for the opportunity to continue to serve this community for a second term. More than anything, though, I want to thank my partner, and I want to thank my kids. If you could stand up. David Malloy, Eden Malloy, Chloe Malloy, and Molly Malloy. I know that you've sacrificed a lot with Mom on the board. I'm so proud of each of you, and I love being your mom. And you make life worth living, and you're wonderful, and I don't tell you that enough. But all four of my kids, well, my oldest is now a sophomore at SUNY Stony Brook, and she received a wonderful education here in the Rochester City School District. And I want every student in this district to have the same opportunities. I want to work towards equity across all of our schools during my term. Two of my girls are at SOTA this year. One just transferred from East. I'm so proud of both of you. And then David is at a World of Inquiry. He's making so much progress. More than anything, though, I want every school to look like those schools. I want every student to have opportunities. And I believe in public education. As a public school teacher for the last 24 years, I believe that we can make a better school district. I know we can. And we're going to do that by collaborating closely as a board to set academic goals for better outcomes for our students. I'm really proud of the people with whom I've been working. I know that we've had our differences, but we are stronger together. And I know that we can make this truly one Rochester. Thank you so much for your support and looking forward to serving the community.
Congratulations, Commissioner Malloy. Next, we will have Commissioner Isaiah Santiago, who will be sworn in by Pastor Melvin Cross.
Can I have my mother, my father, my 5 little siblings, all 5 of them come up here? I'm the oldest of 5. There we go, 1, 2. We got 2 more coming. 1, 2, 3, 2 more. My father, my mother, my grandfather, my grandmother. If you guys will come up here too, please. You guys can stand behind me. All right. There you go, Grandpa. There we go. We could just put it, that's what we'll do. All right.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I'm left-handed.
I, please state your name,
I, Isaiah Santiago,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of Commissioner of the Board of Education of Rochester
of Commissioner of the Board of Education of Rochester
City School District,
City School District,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. There's a lot of people to thank, a lot of thank yous to give, but most of all, I just have to give grace and thanks to God. Truly, throughout this experience between, running for office, college, traveling around New York State, advocating for our young people, while also being an older brother of 5 and upholding relationships with family, wasn't easy. But I'm able to stand here today to say that it's possible. And at 16 years old, when I started this work, I started off creating a program titled We Got This to combat youth gun violence. Through this program, we created a program to help bring young people off the streets into the recording studio, into the things that they enjoyed and that they loved doing. The title of my program was We Got This. And I began to travel around Rochester, and I saw people on panels talking about young people and what young people need, and I'm like, y'all just put a young person up there, we'll get this over in 30 minutes. And when I started to notice that there was an issue where our young people were not at the table when it came to conversations about thumb, I knew that it had to be changed. So I started traveling around Rochester, telling people that we got this, but we have to add young people to the table. Earlier this year, I had a decision whether I was going to run for office or not, and I decided to do it. And the reason why is because I knew that in running, it was beyond just me. It was also encouraging the other young people to understand that you can be part of the table. And if they don't invite you, bring your own chair. So I stand here today, as we went along, 18 years old, I started to create the mental health literacy curriculum. I created that curriculum. I started to travel around New York State. 18 years old, earlier this year, I said that I was running for office. I announced that I was running. At 19 years old, I've won the election. Youth led, youth ran, and youth run. And I want to make this clear. There are more young people in Rochester doing great things than are doing bad. And we have created a stigma against our young people in Rochester, New York. And I want to make it clear that the young people are young people who are resilient, who are ready to fight about the issues they care about. They just need somebody who believes in them. And the people behind me are the people who believed in me. The people in the audience are the people who believed in me. And because I had this support, here I stand today. So I stand here today, 3 years later, after I first started my community work, saying we got this, saying the same thing, that together we change the trajectory of the Rochester City School District. And we got this. Thank you, guys. If I can get, thank you. If I can get everybody in support of me here today, if you guys can come run to the front, let's take a picture. Everybody who came here in support, you guys come on, run up.
Person obey the rules? No. At that point in time, it's all. Once one person did it, then you might as well just succumb and just let everybody else do it.
Besides your son, man. Get all these other people. Waiting is besides your son.
I'm politely encouraging.
If I can have all the board members come up to the front, please, all the board members.
Come on, Commissioner Patterson.
Amy, we're gonna.
If everyone could kindly take a seat so we can reconvene the meeting, please.
We've had the reorg, but this is my first. Last year was not for the election.
If commissioners can please return to the dais and the audience can please have a seat so we can continue with the meeting. Thank you. We have to do officers first, and then we're going to take a moment to break to take pictures. Again, I would ask if commissioners can please return to the dais and if the audience can kindly have a seat so we can continue with the meeting. Next, we will move into the election of president and vice president for the 2024 calendar year. I will open the floor for nominations, which do not require a second. First, this will occur for the office of president, and then afterwards, we will move on to the office of vice president. Once the nominations have opened and they have been made, I will ask for further nominations. If none are forthcoming, I will then ask for a motion and a second to close those nominations. There will be an opportunity for any discussion that members would like to offer before closing the discussion and moving to a vote. The vote will be conducted in alphabetical order as a roll call. Once the president has been selected, the same process will be conducted for the office of vice president. I will now open nominations for the office of president for the 2024 calendar year. Are there any nominations?
Turn on my mic. I would like to nominate Cynthia Elliott for the role of president of the Rochester City School Board.
Are there any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Griffin for president.
Are there any additional nominations? Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to close the nominations. Can I have a motion? Motion. Can I have a second?
Before you close it, I'd like to read something into the minutes, if that's okay, based on my nomination. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to close the nominations, then it will be discussion.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I have a second to close
That
the
motion.
nomination?
Is there any discussion?
Yes, the floor is now open for discussion.
Okay.
Mr. Patterson.
I'd like to read something to the community. and then you'll have an understanding of why I made my nomination. A true leader. A true leader doesn't create separation. A true leader brings people together. With leadership comes great responsibility. I hope the public, our community, is paying attention to the votes of the newest board members who ran on adopting change, because actions speak louder than words. I'm in search of leadership that exemplifies what the Council of Great City School defines as the genesis of transformation. I'm in search of leadership who is transformative regarding the future of the district, our students, families, community, our mission and goals. I'm in search of leadership who is willing to adopt a new governance framework, a model recommended by the Council of Great City Schools that holds us as a district to a greater and more unified system of accountability. I'm in search of a true leader, fair and equitable to everyone, not biased or discriminative, a team builder where together everyone achieves more, treats everyone with respect and dignity, is honest and has integrity, and is collaborative. The district's 35 years culture of hiring practices that involve quid pro quos, status quos, nepotism, that's a hiring of friends, relatives, associates, favoritism, and cronyism, appointment of friends and associates to positions of authority without proper qualifications. For these actions, I'm in search of a board leadership that cancels this culture. Leadership who calls out malfeasance, wrongdoing by public officials, and nonfeasance, failure to perform an act. Doesn't display or depict any form of misandry. Leadership who listens to the community's voice and concerns. Leadership that places students and families above politics. Allows for every voice to be heard, whether in agreement or in opposition. A leadership who will use East High, the work of the U of R and Dr. Nelms, the work they have accomplished, as a model for the district and our future. Leadership that is not racist or discriminative of other races, creeds, color, sex, culture, and or religions. It is for this very reason, and others not mentioned, that I nominate Commissioner Griffin for president.
Thank you, Commissioner Patterson. Is there any other discussion? So having heard all discussion, we'll now conduct a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Elliott.
Yes.
I'm sorry, correction. We'll take a roll call vote for the nomination of Commissioner Elliott for the office of president. Commissioner Elliott, what is your vote?
Yes. Aye.
Commissioner Griffin for President Elliott, excuse me, yes, okay, thank you. Commissioner LeBron. Commissioner Malloy.
Thank you. Yay.
Commissioner Patterson.
Nay.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yay.
Commissioner Simmons.
Yay.
I have recorded a 5-2 vote selecting Commissioner Elliott as president for the 2024 calendar year. Parliamentarian, do we still need to take a vote on Commissioner Griffin?
I don't think so.
Thank you. Congratulations, Commissioner Elliott. You will now be sworn in as the board president by by General Counsel Adrian Neal.
please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
I,
say your name,
Cynthia Elliott,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
President of the Board of Education
President of the Board of Education
of the Rochester City School District
of the Rochester City School District
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you. Thank you. Let me just take a few minutes to say a couple of words. I want to thank my colleagues who voted in support of me, and also thank those who voted against me. This is difficult work, and everyone has their own perspective, but I've been in this community 50 years, and so my record speaks for itself. I've always worked in this community, working in Baden Street Settlement, Community Place of Greater Rochester, Lewis Street Center, the FIGHT organization, and so I stand for the people who are the least served, those primarily African Americans and Hispanics and others that I stand for. I'll continue to do this fight. I'll continue to speak truth to power. I'll do it in a way in which it is collaborative, and I think one of the things that I have known for is to be able to, as a leader, I've been trained as a leader, I have experience as a leader, to continue this work. And I will say that under my leadership, under the leadership of this particular board and the vice president, we have begun to lift this work. We're now in a position because we have people who care about this community. You have grassroots people who are in the leadership position and in the position where we can make these changes, and we've begun to make these changes. And so I will continue along with this board to make this changes. I'm excited. One of the things that Commissioner Malloy always talks about is student first, and that's a part that's resonated in me. We're no longer focusing on adults, but we're focusing in on what we can do for our children. And so as we move throughout this year, not only have there been improvements over last year, but you'll continue to see those improvements as we go forth in this next school year. So I would just want to thank my colleagues for voting for me, Vice President LeBron, Commissioner Malloy, Commissioner Santiago, and Commissioner Simmons. We have this work. We're not focusing in on the dumb stuff. We're going to be focusing on what it does to make sure that Black and brown children and other children are elevated so that we don't see the kind of crime on the streets that we've been seeing. So thank you all very much, and to God be the glory through Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Congratulations, President Elliott. We will now complete the same process for the office of Vice President, and I will open the floor for nominations for the 2024 calendar year. Are there any nominations for the office of Vice President?
Yes, I nominate Commissioner Simmons.
Thank you, Commissioner Griffin. We don't need a second for these motions. Are there any other nominations for the office of Vice President?
I'll nominate Beatrice LeBron.
You don't need to second. You don't need to second.
Are there any other nominations for the office of Vice President?
Is this open for discussion?
It will be momentarily. Did you want to make a nomination before we close them? Okay. Having heard all nominations, I'll ask for a motion now to close the nominations. Can I have a motion? Was that Commissioner Malloy?
Malloy.
And a second?
Second.
By Commissioner LeBron. The floor is now open for discussion. Commissioner Simmons?
Thank you. And I appreciate the nomination. I also appreciate the conversation where I was asked to consider the board presidency as well. And I believe that when people are asking you to do something, everything should be done in spirit and in truth. And when you go into a leadership position, leadership, or even just serving on a school board as a commissioner, is not for positioning and power. It is for servitude, and the ultimate servitude that we can render this community is the servitude we give our children. And the only way we know we are giving our children true servitude is by having educational outcomes that demonstrate that we did what we needed to do as far as the work. when I had these conversations with individuals who were interested in me serving in leadership, and this is said with all the utmost respect and appreciation for that confidence in me. And when I do choose to pursue a role in leadership, I'll let you know. And I hope that I'll have your vote then. I really do. Right now, I am not seeking vice president or president. But when I do, all of you will know. Thank you.
Hold on, I have one question. Commissioner Simmons, are you declining the nomination?
That was me declining the nomination at this particular time.
Commissioner Griffin?
Am I doing this right? Can you hear me? Because I just talk loud anyway, so I don't even know if I really need this, but I just want to just voice something very clear with myself. As a parent in the city of Rochester, and as a graduate of the city school district, I think it's important that we be more transparent and more accountable for the actions that have driven our city schools to an all-time low worldwide. We have to look and take accountability where things have fallen off. And I do believe that my reason for nominating Ms. Simmons is because throughout this journey, I have been diligent in reviewing and listening to her expertise and her transparency within herself. I accept that you declined, and I understand the reason why you're declining, but I just have to express the knowledge of being transparent and opening up the books and understanding where we're at in this community. And I don't want to take anything away from either one of my colleagues to my left or to my right, because no, I don't know what has happened in this district prior to me sitting in this seat. But I will tell you as a parent, I know firsthand that I have suffered with my children having the lack thereof, the leadership that is responsible for giving the kids the skills that they need to be successful, failing. So when I myself as a parent have to come out and spend money to make sure my kids are getting the education they need and pay taxes, I have a problem with it. So I'm up here on this board to make a difference for everyone in this community and let them know where our money is going so that we can make better decisions for our children, so that children can have better outcomes overall. And like I said, I am new, but I'm true to this. I'm really true to it, and I want the transparency to be there. So as it is said, to my colleagues to my left and my right, I'm willing to work with you to get there, but I have to let the public know that I was here for change, and I'm sorry that that change did not happen at this time, but please know that change is going to come regardless, because my steps are ordered, and I stand here steadfast and unmovable in the change that we need to do on this board to make all the children in the community of Rochester successful, as myself is sitting in this chair today. I had the reading skills, the literacy skills, the math skills to be here today. I have educational background that has put me here today. And right now, these kids are not getting any of that. So when you have children that are lost and at 14 years old think about having babies and not thinking about a job or reading or anything of that nature, there is a problem. We need to go back to the family dynamics, and we need to find out the root of the issue, and this is why I'm here. So I hope that to my left and to my right, my president and my vice president, I hope you understand my position, and I do look to work with you so that we can all collectively get this resolved. But I just wanted that point to be made, because I'm not here to work against you, I'm here to work with you, but I also know what I have struggled with as a parent, myself and Larry has struggled with as a parent, and I think that we need to make that voice be heard, and I stand strong on that. So again, I am here for change, and the community asks for change, and that's what we need.
Any other discussion?
Yes,
Commissioner,
let me,
President.
thank you. I just want to, speaking on behalf of Vice President LeBron, she and I have worked very closely together, and she'll be the first to tell you that we did not start off on the same page, that we grew into this because we both come from this community and we both want what's best for our community. We know that Rochester has one of the highest crime rates in the nation. It is one of the most racist cities in the country. We understand that. I mean, we are in the trenches every day of doing this work. So this is not about trying to come against anyone. This is about making sure that we can influence what goes on in the district. Now, keep in mind, we are policymakers. And we have a governing body, regulations from the state, regulations for the federal government. And so we need to be able to work within those confinements because that's what we got to do. And so I have been just so impressed with the Vice President's knowledge base, that she also calls truth to power, that she loves this community. As you heard her say that, you know, her children and grandchildren will come into this district, and she's just been an absolute joy to work with in terms of this work that we're doing here. She has been more influential in moving and being a creative thinker about some of the ways in which we do a lot of the things that we do in this district around HR, you know, around finances. And one of her key things that she always talks about is we got to get this to the community. So this is not the first time you're hearing that we got to get this information to the community. She always says that. And so, Clerk, when I am in support of Vice President LeBron for another year in this office. Thank you very much.
Any other discussion? Commissioner Malloy?
I just want to briefly say that I appreciate all the sentiments expressed by various people tonight, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone on this board collectively. And we've been through a lot together, and looking forward to working with our new commissioner, especially, to build unity on our board. And I appreciate the work that has already been done. And I just want to stress that continuity is really important at this time. In our district, we're making some pretty important decisions over the next year that are going to have a major impact on what happens in this district in the next 5, 10, 15 years. And so I think as we work collectively together, that continuity is important. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Santiago?
There we go. I'd just like to say, you know, on my end also, I think that right now as we are in the district and we are on our way to a lot of change, a lot of transition happening in our upcoming year, you know, I'm hoping and I know that together as a board, we will work together. And I think that it's important to ensure that we are collaborative as we move forward, that what we have seen is when there's more unity up here, when there's more unity between us, the administration, when there's more unity in our district, when there's more stability in our district, we've seen our district do better. So I think that it's important to ensure that through these next few years, through the upcoming year, that we are working together to ensure that we are working for our young people. It's the beginning and that's the end. We are working for our students. And then while we are doing that, we are transparent to our bosses. And our boss is the community. So we have to ensure that in this upcoming year, that we are transparent, that we are collaborative. I believe that we'll get there.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion? No, okay. So having heard all discussion, I'll move for a roll call vote in alphabetical order. Starting with Commissioner Elliott. Commissioner Elliott, for the nomination of Beatrice LeBron to the office of Vice President.
Yes.
What is your vote? Thank you. Commissioner Griffin?
Nay.
Commissioner LeBron?
Aye.
Commissioner Malloy?
Aye.
Commissioner Patterson?
Nay.
Commissioner Santiago, excuse me.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons?
Aye.
I have recorded a 5-2 vote selecting Commissioner Beatrice LeBron as Vice President for the 2024 calendar year. If you can come down to the podium and you'll be sworn in by General Counsel Neal.
All right. Please repeat after me. I
I,
your name,
Beatrice Lebrun,
do solemnly swear or
do
affirm
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Vice President of the Board of Education
of Vice President of the Board of
of
Education
the Rochester City School District
of the Rochester City School District
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you. I'll be brief because I sit through these meetings and I know that they're boring and sometimes they go like 8 hours, y'all. So the new commissioners better be prepared because this is a job and this is a lot of work and this does take a lot of reading and understanding and question probing. And let me just say, for everyone watching and my community who has backed me, supported me, and has stood with me through many challenges in this space, you can't call for unity and try to backstab people. You can't throw hands and then try to hide your hands. And so that's what I've experienced with one particular commissioner right there in the middle. And then to ask for unity, that is inauthenticity for me. And I do not get down with inauthenticity. That's just not my style. It doesn't gel and vibe with me. However, if you ever want to have a real honest conversation, I am the one to ask or the one not to ask, because your feelings might get hurt, because I will call you out if I have to. But I want to focus on what I plan to do. This is going to be my last year running for leadership. I have no intentions. When I ran for school board, I wasn't running for power or perceived power, because there's a lot of perceived power in these roles. And the reality is that on politics, especially on the school board, 4 equals 7. That's just the reality of politics. And so I wasn't running. I have no interest in ever being board president. I really have to throw this out there because people think I'm like back here like Pinky in the Brain trying to take over the world. I promise you I'm not. I'm just trying to make inroads because this work is not going to happen because 2 new commissioners got elected. I believe that 4 years ago. It doesn't happen with just one. It does happen, though, with the right combination of individuals making inroads. And as Commissioner Santiago mentioned, stability. When I got here, there was no stability of a superintendent in this district. And there was a huge deficit that my colleagues at the time, because a majority of those folks have now transitioned off, including Commissioner Powell, who served 24 years. But we had a major deficit. And when I joined the board, I was like, hey, there's a deficit here. Nobody wanted to listen, and I was a public whistleblower. And I got a lot of flack from these people because they wanted unity, but they wanted me to have unity at the expense of covering a deficit and not calling them out publicly. So no, I'm not here to do unity. I'm here to do the work and make sure that we have all the resources that we need, that we have go to Albany and we fight our state legislators for the resources that public education needs, because public education has never been funded to the degree that it needs funding, and that we're fighting for the families that we serve. And so those are the families I serve day to day, Monday through Saturday, because I work 6 days a week in this community, and this is the work that I do. This is just one of many jobs that I hold in this community. And I know it gets confusing for people how I know so many people. And primarily it's because I've had to work 3 or 4 jobs to support my family while my kids were in school and I was going to school. So with that, my focus over the next couple of years will be on participatory budgeting. Many people have heard me talk about that. We do have a model that is in the district now, and I look forward to rolling it out and leaving this district with the voice of the voters in the budget intimately connected. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Hold on, Commissioner Griffin, your mic is not on.
No, you can't. Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. We can't. No.
I apologize to the city of
No,
Rochester.
no.
Commissioner Griffin, excuse me.
Please.
Can see clearly how Patterson behaves on this board.
I'm sorry to interject.
Thank you.
The presiding officer, which is the board clerk, has a gavel until it's turned over to the president. I will, just as a note to the commissioners, please ad hominem personal attacks are or not allowed as the rules of decorum and specifically in the Roberts rules. You can refer to positions, but not personal. So that is the only note I would give the body.
Okay, thank you.
For the remainder of the evening, we're going to take a brief break, and then when we return, the meeting will be, I will tend over the meeting to incoming President Cynthia Elliott. So we will break for approximately 5 minutes and then reconvene. Thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you. We will continue the organizational meeting by nominating our various committees. It is now 7:30, and we will convene a special meeting of the Audit Committee solely for the selection of a chairperson. The floor is now open for nominations for the chair.
I nominate James Patterson for audit.
Haven't heard, is there any other nominations? Nominations, can I have a motion on nominations?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, I will take a alphabetical roll call vote for Commissioner Patterson for Chair of the Audit Committee. Commissioner Griffin?
I second.
No.
Supposed to say aye.
Yes. Or,
Yes, I'm sorry.
aye.
Oh, aye, I'm sorry, guys.
And I support it. Commissioner LeBron?
Nay.
Commissioner Malloy? Commissioner Patterson?
Yay.
Commissioner Santiago?
Yay.
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Patterson was selected to chair the Audit Committee with a record vote of 6-1. I will turn the meeting over to the new chair. The new chair will motion to adjourn the Audit Committee. Commissioner Patterson?
Motion to adjourn the audit committee?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. It is now 7:31, and we will convene a special committee meeting of the Community and Intergovernmental Relations Committee solely for the selection of a chairperson, and open the floor for nominations for the chair.
I nominate
Can y'all?
Isaiah Santiago.
Hold up.
3 people. I had 3
Everyone's
people.
I think first, actually.
Please, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. All right. So let me just finish, and then someone says it. Please.
We all want to do it.
Is there a selection? Now, who's the one that said it first? Commissioner Malloy. Yeah, Commissioner Malloy nominated. Is there a second?
Second.
Haven't heard, is there any other nominations for the chair? Hear none, haven't heard all the nominations. Can I have a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're going to take a alphabetical roll call vote for Commissioner Santiago for the chair of the CIGR committee. Commissioner Griffin?
Yes.
Commissioner LeBron?
Yes.
Commissioner Malloy? Commissioner Patterson?
Yay.
Commissioner Santiago? Commissioner Simmons? And my vote is yes. Commissioner Santiago was selected to chair the CIGR committee with a recorded vote of 7-0. I'll turn the meeting over to the new chair, Commissioner Santiago.
Before I entertain a motion to end the committee, I just want to say that, first of all, thank you for the nomination and for the full board support. With this role, the plan is to ensure that we are collaborating between municipalities, between agencies, between parents, between students, to ensure that we are doing our best for our young people. And the education in Rochester doesn't get better unless the city of Rochester get better. And the city of Rochester doesn't get better if the education of Rochester does not get better. So we have to do what we have to do to ensure that we are collaborating between one another, to ensure that the community voice is at the forefront of our conversations, and to ensure that we are focusing on our students and our student outcome. And with that being said, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting,
So
or
moved.
the committee meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
It is now 7:33, and we will convene a special meeting of the Equity and Student Achievement solely for the selection of a chairperson, and open the floor for nominations for the chair. After each nomination, let me just open the floor for nominations for the chair for Equity and Student Achievement.
I'm going to nominate Commissioner Simmons.
Is there a second?
Aye.
Seconded by Commissioner Santiago. Are there any other nominations? Haven't heard all nominations. Can I have a motion to close nominations?
Motion.
All right, moved by Commissioner, Vice President LeBron, seconded by Commissioner Malloy. So I will, turn it over to Commissioner Simmons as Chair of the ESA Committee.
We didn't vote.
Something was missing here.
The roll call vote.
Oh, give me the roll call vote for Commissioner Simmons. So we'll start with Commissioner Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner, Vice President LeBron, Commissioner Malloy,
Yay.
Commissioner Patterson, Commissioner Santiago,
Yay.
Commissioner Simmons, and my vote is yes. So I'll turn it over to Commissioner Simmons to adjourn the meeting.
President Elliott, this has been a good labor of love. The Equity and Student Achievement Committee, some accolades were provided a few weeks back, which I thoroughly took to heart and want to continue as far as being data-driven, outcome-driven, and student-focused. And so my prayer is that we coalesce around this particular committee as a board, because this really drives and is the heart of what we are here for, which is our students achieving. Our students achieving. That's what we're here for, equity and student achievement. Thank you for the vote, and I motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Did someone move it?
A motion.
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And so we will, it is now 7:35, and we will convene a special meeting for the Finance and Resource Allocation Committee solely for the selection of a chairperson and the floor for nominations for the chair. And so I will ask if there are any nominations for the Finance and Resource Allocation Committee.
I'd like to nominate Beatrice LeBron.
Is there a second? Okay, is this where I say all of those in favor, or we take a vote, roll call vote? Yeah. Any other nominations for the finance chair position? All right, so hearing none, those are closed, and so let me just do a roll call vote. Commissioner Griffin?
President Elliott, a motion to close the nominations.
Motion to close the nominations?
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So roll call vote, Commissioner Griffin?
Yes.
My vote is yes. Commissioner LeBron? Commissioner Malloy? Commissioner Patterson? Commissioner Santiago? Commissioner Simmons? Aye, thank you. So Commissioner Vice President LeBron was selected to chair the Finance Committee with a recorded vote of 7-0, I believe. All right, and so the new chair will motion to adjourn the Finance Committee. Vice President LeBron?
At this time to close the Finance Committee.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Malloy. Seconded by Commissioner Santiago. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Back to you, President Elliott.
All right, thank you. It is now about 7:36, and we'll convene a special meeting of the Human Capital Committee solely for the selection of a chairperson and open the floor for nominations for the chair. Is there so any nominations for the chair of Human Capital?
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Malloy.
Right? Nominated by Commissioner Simmons. Is there a second?
Yes, I do.
Are there any other nominations for chair for the Human Capital Committee? Hearing none, can I have a motion to close those nominations?
Motion. Second.
Who's the one that moved? All those in favor?
Aye.
So we'll take an alphabetical roll call vote for Commissioner Malloy for chair of the Human Capital Committee. Commissioner Griffin? Yes. Commissioner, my vote is yes. Commissioner LeBron? Commissioner Malloy? Yes. Commissioner Patterson?
Yay.
Commissioner Santiago? Commissioner Simmons?
Aye.
All right, Commissioner Malloy, and is there something else I'm supposed to do? All those in favor, got it all that going? All right. So Commissioner Malloy was selected to chair the Human Capital Committee with a recorded vote of 7-0. So I'll turn it over to Commissioner Malloy with a motion to adjourn the committee.
Okay. Thank you to my colleagues for electing me, and motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All those in
All those,
favor?
oh,
Yep.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. It is now about 7:38, and we will convene a special meeting of the Policy Development and Review Committee solely for the selection of a chairperson and open the floor for nominations for the chair. Is there a nomination for the chair of the Policy Development and Review Committee?
I would like to nominate Jacqueline Griffin, Commissioner Jacqueline Griffin.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, moved by Commissioner Simmons, seconded by Commissioner Patterson. Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll take a alphabetical roll call vote for the chair of policy. Commissioner Griffin?
President Elliott, a motion to close the nominations.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, so we'll take a roll call vote for Commissioner Griffin as chair for the policy committee. Commissioner Griffin?
Yes.
I vote yes. Commissioner LeBron?
Nay.
Commissioner Malloy?
Yay.
Commissioner Patterson?
Yay.
Commissioner Santiago?
Yay.
Commissioner Simmons? All right, and so Commissioner Griffin was selected to the policy committee with a recorded vote. I think it's 6-1, if that's 6-1. All right, so Commissioner Griffin, I will turn it over to you as the new chair of the policy committee to adjourn this committee. Commissioner Griffin?
I want to thank everyone for electing me on thinking for the policy. I think that there's some changes that need to be made, but I know that we'll do it collectively, and I look forward to doing that as a united front. So I want to thank everybody for that, and I look forward to working with you all on the policy changes, if any. We can close.
Motion?
So motion to close?
Motion to close.
Can we get a motion?
Second.
Second, all right. All those in favor? Aye. That committee is now closed. All right, so thank you. Congratulations to everybody in their respective places who's chairing our various committees. And so we will move down to consideration of resolutions. And so I am, let me just ask, because I didn't ask Commissioner Santiago, I did speak with Commissioner Griffin about this. Normally, what we've done in the past is to vote on all of these resolutions as a bundle. Now, if you need me to, you have, and then what I'll do is ask if there are any questions. And if you have any questions about it, I understand that there's going to be some onboarding that's going on in terms of, why these resolutions. And so, having said that, I can vote either in a bundle, or we can do it individually, or you could ask questions of any particular resolution that's here. Are you okay with that, Commissioner Santiago?
Yeah.
So to do it in a bundle if you have any questions? Okay, all right, okay, thank you. And so is there a motion for resolutions 557 through 573?
Motion.
Moved by Vice President LeBron, seconded by Commissioner Malloy. Any questions or comments related to resolutions 557 through 573?
Question is, so for these roles that there's no specific name, is there a chart that we have with the names of these, the people who will be taking this position? We do? All right.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, when I went in here earlier in the board docs to review, for some reason, these did not show up on my laptop. So I'm going to not be able to vote on any of the resolutions due to not being able to review them here. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Patterson. Any other questions or comments related to these resolutions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Commissioner Patterson, you are opposing?
If I can, I'm going to decline a vote altogether because I was not able to view those again on my laptop and review those prior to the meeting, so.
Yeah, you got to vote no.
Sustain, right?
No, you can't sustain.
Commissioner,
Let Adrian do
I'm sorry, Commissioner Patterson. I think under the board bylaws, commissioners are not allowed to abstain unless there is a conflict of interest, pertaining to the actual vote. Are you able to see them now? If you're able to see them now, Maybe the board can answer, or your fellow commissioners can answer questions that you have pertaining to them, that would allow you to take a vote. But again, under the board bylaws, commissioners are not really allowed to abstain unless there's a conflict of interest. So can you see the resolutions?
My computer is down, but I'm just going to vote no.
Thank you, Commissioner Patterson. So the next item of business, there's no executive sessions, and so any announcements or anything, Commissioner Clerk Nguyen?
No, not at this time, thank you.
All right. And so we're going to adjourn this meeting, or do we do the PD in this meeting, and then after the meeting, we adjourn?
You adjourn this meeting, your PD is in closed session.
Okay, all right, and so I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting. Is there a second? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So what we will do, we will go into closed session for the PD on Robert's Rules of Order. So where we're going to...
Second floor conference room.
Where?
In the second floor conference room.
We'll go down there. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night. Congratulations to the new and the returning commissioners.